Welcome back. It's time for some more Fate episodes, and this time it's Rosetta. We're going from episode 4 to the epilogue. So, what was it? Uninvited guests. I mean, it would have said when I started it up. Once again, let's get in Cagliostro.
Couldn't cut it without me, could you?
I really couldn't, no. Diddly-dee.
The bustling streets and alleyways of Seed Hollow were steeped in an unusual silence. Rumors of the phantom sightings had spread, and the citizens became too fearful to leave their homes. We were still missing a part of the picture, but what was it?
I'm sure it was just someone's minds playing tricks on them.
Poor Lyria. I needed to wrap up this investigation as quickly as possible. However, despite our comprehensive search of the castle, nothing stood out as unordinary. We'll have to come back another day.
What? What did you spot?
Just then, I noticed a faint movement in the corner of my eye. Wait, it couldn't be.
Huh? What are these guys doing here? We already took care of Granblue.
Oh, wait, is it going to be those zombie type creatures, the shadows, whatever they are?
Ominous forms. Foul creatures born from the primal beast Granblue. Surely they weren't the cause of the sightings, were they? I had my doubts, but this was no time for questions. The castle was in dire need of some pruning.
You see, 'cause flowers. Yes.
Such hostility. It seems we've no choice but to fight.
What a treat. These are the ghosts
Goodbye
we're looking
now.
for. Something about this place gives me the willies.
We'll uncover the truth soon, so hang in there, okay? This place will need more than a restoration if we don't do something about this.
Hold up. Let's finish off the enemies here first. They still
Come
ain't
and
let
get
up.
A bloom for any season.
I was wondering if I could wander off, but no.
Looks like it's clear for now. Shall we?
Did you
There
see
now.
that?
Interesting. He supposedly disappears if you attempt to get close, but perhaps that wasn't the entire truth. Our job's not finished yet. Shall we?
We shall, but what would the truth be of that matter then?
They've infested the entire courtyard. Who's ready for a pruning? Welcome to my garden.
Did they repair? Oh. I was gonna say, did they repair the fountain and then it got destroyed? Yeah.
Fighting up close won't do us good here.
Sounds to me like it's time
I'll
for
teach
a
you a
ranged
lesson.
battle. That's right up your alley, isn't it?
Don't even know what level these guys are. Okay.
Can't keep up.
No. What's the highest level these flowers can go to?
They hunt from underground. You can't lose track of them.
More. There's such a thing as being too popular, you know? Come and
I think I've only seen them at level 4.
Let none escape. Quite a tenacious bunch, aren't they? Question is, where are they coming from?
There's still more
A
of them.
bloom for any season.
Already.
Just destroying the courtyard, aren't I? Oh, we're done.
That should be the last of them.
And stay out.
Wait a second. What is that?
It's a red shiny. What? Well.
What's this? A crystal fragment. I took a closer look. Within its faded luster was a familiar green aura. But where had I seen it before?
Hold up a second. Doesn't that remind you of those hallowed ground spots?
Ooh.
Vern was right. Its glow was nearly identical to the crystals found on hallowed grounds.
Are we gonna get an explanation as to what they actually are, or something along those lines then?
Their unique aura kept monsters at bay, providing travelers with safe haven. Did this shard come from one?
It's faint, but Excavalian's aura. I can feel it coming from inside.
Really?
That couldn't be. I focused on the crystal splinter in hand, and indeed, there was the presence of a familiar primal.
The big giant mech dude?
Excavalian was the primal beast of Dolly Island, much farther than a stone's throw from here.
Yeah, that's very odd.
So why were we able to feel its presence all the way in Seed Hollow?
It's not the only one. I think I can feel another primal beast here too.
What is going on?
Another primal? How could that be possible? A phantom girl, Excavalian, ominous forms, and now another primal beast. None of it made any sense. As we unraveled more of the castle's secrets, it became clear that we had barely scratched the surface of its walls.
A mystery is afoot. This one intrigues me. Where's this going then? Okay.
Come to view the request?
No, the Fate episodes. Let's carry on with Rosetta's. Like, what happens in episode 8 is my question. Alright, Flower Girl.
We were back at square one. In hopes of finding some new leads, we split up and interviewed every Seed Hollow local we could find. Despite our efforts, we found little new information. Zothba and his connections, on the other hand, proved invaluable once more as they unearthed a new clue.
Oh?
The girl wore a crown of flowers.
What does that signify, though? I mean, it's similar to what you've got on your head, but...
I froze in place. I knew this primal. In fact, I learned of her on my first visit to Zega Grande. Konohana Sakuya, was it? Yes. An ethereal girl bearing a floral crown? It had to be her.
I'm glad I didn't have to read that. I would have destroyed it. You know how bad I am with pronunciations.
Her presence would explain why Lyria sensed a primal beast in addition to Excavalian. She was pact-bound to Ulmarine Island, and she held domain over blossoming flowers.
Alamarine Island? Alamarine count to 4. Alamarine? Then 3 more.
The unusually vibrant bouquets blooming across Seed Hollow just added more proof of her proximity. With the culprit identified, only one problem remained. Me. After what Sakuya and I went through, I doubt she would ever show herself around me again.
Oh. Alright then. Astrum fragments.
Before I could share this revelation, there was something else I needed to discuss with the crew. Not about Konohana Sakuya, but my time spent with the captain's father.
Konohana Sakuya. How close am I? I'm close. I feel like I'm close. It's just like, I feel like I could get that.
His crew was on a journey to collect Astrum fragments. These fragments were said to have fallen straight from the astral realm and contained the power of the primal beasts themselves. Using the fragments, the captain's father could separate astral power embedded within primal beasts and return them to their original forms. That was the purpose of his journey. His was a mission of liberation, to free so-called deities and legends who were tethered to the sky realm. Once free from the shackles of their corporeal forms, they could fade back into the nebulous ideas and faiths that had given them structure in the first place. Of course, it would be up to the primal beasts themselves to make this decision. Some had grown quite fond of living in the sky realm.
Well, at least they can make that decision. That's what's good there.
However, there were countless others who were born into the skies, cursed to fight for eternity. These were the ones who longed for a return to the immaterial. At the lowest point in my existence, when I felt I had no purpose in these skies, I'm sure I felt the same. Regardless, some were quick to brand us a ruthless crew of primal hunters. And surely Konohana Sakuya had heard the rumors.
Ah, I see.
But the question remained, why had she decided to reveal herself to me now?
A breakthrough, I guess?
Unfortunately, simply knowing the identity of the girl would not solve the problem of her many phantom appearances.
So, is this a Kahuna Yakuza? You think she's the one causing the monsters to come out?
No, it... Come on, dear, oh dear. It's Konohana like a dragon.
Unlikely. I've never met her in person, but I don't think she and the ominous forms are connected in the slightest.
Yo, got some new intel on the girl. You're still working the case, right?
The family Zafba had been continuing to search for clues in the background, and thankfully, their search bore fruit. In one of the areas where the ghostly girl was sighted, a bystander had found an ancient book.
It's just a book. Have you heard of the Elder Scrolls?
Broke my brain trying to read the dumb thing, but you're smart and pretty smart and, well, yeah.
All right then.
Oh, poor boy couldn't even get his words straight.
I know how he feels.
Thank you. You're quite the gentleman.
No, I'm not. I'm a badass. Anyway, I should get going.
He had barely placed the book in my hands before scurrying off. What had gotten into him, I wonder?
Depends what's in the book.
I opened the book and peered through the rune-like characters inside. No normal person would be able to decipher this.
Oh, that looks really complicated.
Really? Let me see.
When Vern approached the book, Roland's transceiver began to glow.
Oh.
It illuminated the text, somehow morphing the illegible script into something readable. My breath caught in my chest. Had an astral authored this book?
Yeah. You could see why these had to wait until very late game, these episodes. Yeah. Because it would give away too much about Roland, wouldn't it? Oh, that was that? Oh. Guess we'll find out in, like I say, the next episode. Oh, it's an explore. Crystal of fortification. And again. All right. Cagliostro.
Your princess is ready for her escort.
Oh, very well. Let's begin our duties then.
The text seemed to be a log from an experiment of sorts. Although it was barely legible, I tried to grasp its meaning. Originally, it was Excavalion, primal beast of fortification, who forged a pact with Almarine Island.
Adamarine.
Although it's unclear why, Excavalion would eventually migrate to Dali, leaving Konohana Sakuya to take its place on Almarine. That was all I could make out of the texts. With this new information, I needed to re-examine the facts. First, the stage. Almarine Island, home to Seed Hollow and its citizens, once protected by Excavalion.
Oh.
Next, a curious switch. Konohana Sakuya takes its place as the island's pact-bound primal. Now, our present mysteries. A crystal shard replete with Excavalin's aura. On Graminu's altar beneath the castle, the ominous forms. And finally, Konohana Sakuya's curious reappearance.
Is this because we got rid of Angraminu?
Think, Rosetta. Was the shard left behind by Excavalion? Did it serve a purpose in protecting the island? It was possible that Avia's invasion of Seed Hollow destroyed this mechanism, causing the primal to reveal herself in defense.
Now that I think about it, The ghost rumors started to pop up only after that crystal beneath the castle was destroyed.
So, it was all connected. There's no time to explain, but more ominous forms will appear if we don't repair this island's defense system. Where could we find another fortifying crystal?
How about Dolly? That's where Excavalion lives now, right? Maybe it's got a spare lying around.
Just pop over and be like, hey mate, you got a spare crystal? Fortifying one? We kinda need it, mate.
Indeed. If we were to find a solution to our problems, it would be buried beneath those churning sands.
Give us 5 minutes, we'll find it.
If I'm not mistaken, we should come across a guardian crystal not too far from here.
No green circles I can use?
Let's take a look around those hills. Do you remember where we fought that griffin?
I do. It's weird seeing this place with the Excavalion parts just gone. Just gone. Ooh, there's a green crystal there.
Oh, oops. Didn't mean to wake you. Mind letting us pass through? Come and get me.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Hot enough for you?
What a treat.
Like, can I attack it?
Not quite the crystal we're looking for.
Some kind of emerald, it seems.
A wild monster's den. I'd like to avoid needless bloodshed if possible.
Well, I'll go check out the green crystal and move on.
Test your metal.
Duh,
Too late to
that
run.
ain't it.
Yeah, I could do with the green circles that make you go really fast. They're not around at all. Are we still searching up here? It's not told me to go anywhere else. So, is there one I missed? Because if that's not it, where am I going? I thought this was part of Excavalion. Dunno. But yeah, if this is not it, then where? Give me some clue, you know. Oh, hello. Get those greens.
Excavalion. It's faint, but I can feel it.
Did we find it?
Ah, a cobra! It must have been waiting to strike.
There! It seems words won't work here. Get ready, everyone. Careful. Don't let it strike you with venom.
I don't think they got the chance then. Jeez.
Now then, where were we?
Wow, we did it! Let's take this crystal back to Seed Hollow.
We've done it, everyone.
Shortly after securing a crystal from Dolly, we returned to Seed Hollow Castle. We installed the new crystal beneath the castle, causing a pale green light to illuminate the area. It was the familiar aura of hallowed ground, sure to repel any lingering ominous forms.
I still feel like we need to learn more about the ominous forms, really.
It's too bad we couldn't meet her. Konohana Sakuya.
The mystery had been solved on nearly all fronts. I'd be lying if I said I was completely satisfied, however. After all was said and done, I still didn't get the opportunity to clear the air with her.
You might get your chance. I mean, there's a few episodes left, so... You know,
Yes. Can I
maybe.
help you?
Maybe. Right, so... 2 to go. Distant Sisters.
Peace returned to Seed Hollow, and it was soon back to the usual hustle and bustle. I informed the frightened repairman of the girl's true identity, the primeval god of Seed Hollow.
A primeval god? Holy macaroni! That's a spicy nugget of news. How do you manage to stay so charming and informed.
All right, mate. All right.
A lady never reveals her secrets.
It's a little sad that you couldn't meet Konohana Sakuya. I know you wanted to apologize to her.
I knew, somewhere deep down, that talking with her wouldn't bring back all the journeys I had with the captain's father. However, seeing all the blooming flowers across the city, it almost felt as if she was acknowledging me anyway. I may well have imagined it, but call it something of a mutual understanding between distant sisters.
I felt like it was going to end there. Like, no, I want some kind of conversation between the two of them at this point. Epilogue. Portents of spring.
After the vibrant patchwork of spring began to spread throughout Seed Hollow, I made a habit of taking a daily stroll around the city. On one of my walks, I had mindlessly put the crystal fragment in my dress. After arriving at a particularly sunny spot, I took it out to admire it. Something about it was different today. Instead of my usual reflection, if not only for a brief second, I saw a smile that wasn't my own.
Well, that's something at least.
A girl in a flower crown. Our eyes met for a second before, pop! A single rose had materialized at my feet. When I looked back into the fragment, she was nowhere to be seen. Although I can't prove it, I know that she was here, listening to me. So I whispered, "Beautiful. This city has blossomed under your care, all while blooming in your own right. You deserve to be here."
It's something. It's something. I would have liked more, but, forgotten prayer. Right, so it's interesting what we've learned about Rosetta throughout that. I feel like we could have had a lot more with her and her story, considering she knew Gran's father. Like, that could have gone into more depth. It didn't, but it could have. It could have. I would have liked it, obviously, Right, so that's us done with the crew. Other than, Id down here, but he'll be last. So next up is Charlotta. But with Charlotta, we haven't even begun. So we got 11 episodes to get through. 11. And the same with you. Ferry, we got some. Same with you. Lancelot, Vane. Yeah, we got a few to go through here, haven't we? We got quite a few to go through. So we'll see you in the next part with Charlotta's entire Fate episodes. All of them. Absolutely all of them. We'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.